It also has this benefit of reminding you that that includes you. You are allowed to have your own opinion of your own dancing and what is possible for you in the future. Hey dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to the Confident Dancer YouTube channel or podcast if you're listening there. Today I'm going to talk about what to do if you're not getting the attention or the opportunities that you want right now. Honestly, at the beginning of the season, this is where sometimes you walk in with a really positive attitude and then you get that teacher who acts like you don't exist. Or you think, okay, this is the year I'm going to start getting soloist roles. Nope, in the quarter ballet again, okay? I have a lot of clients who are going through this situation right now and I feel for it. It's disappointing. So whether you're watching this at the start of your school year or season, or you come back to it at a different time when you're feeling frustrated with the lack of feedback that you want, here's what you can start doing about it in order to not get on that emotional roller coaster of feeling so attached to like, I need that part, I need that promotion, I want that teacher's opinion, I want the positive feedback, I want the corrections, whatever it is, but I'm not getting it. This will help you to healthily be at peace, healthily detach from that outcome that you're not getting so that you can not only focus on what serves you and feel confident and, hey, even enjoy yourself, perhaps, instead of just getting so caught up in the frustration, you know? So this video and the tips I'll share with you today will help you to get that. And heck, maybe in a weird, ironic kind of way, this video could actually help you get more of those external outcomes that you want through some paradoxical approaches that I'm going to share with you. So stay tuned and let me know what you think in the comments. The first tip is one that you might hate, but it's true. Stop putting the attention or the opportunity you want on a pedestal as your ticket to happiness. This might sound easier said than done, and sure it is, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. And this really is one of the only ways to stay focused and grounded on what you can do, enjoying dancing your personal best and focused on your goals and really focused on what's within your control. Because when we put this external thing that's not fully in our control on a pedestal and we think, okay, if I have that, if that is going my way, I can be happy. And if it's not going my way, I'm not okay. What you're doing is you're giving your power away and you're attaching yourself, you're putting yourself on a roller coaster that wherever the roller coaster decides to take you, you're going there, okay? Whether you like it or not. When you stay so attached to, I have to have XYZ in order to be okay, or to feel good, or to feel happy, or for my season or school year to be a success, then I mean, I feel that, I empathize with that, but you're giving it more power than it needs to have. And this focus on this external situation as your ticket to happiness is going to be counterproductive. Not only is it going to affect you and create so much frustration, it's going to get you focused so much on something that's not within your control that it will affect your performance and maybe even affect your ability to get those external outcomes you want one day moving forward. Because the truth is that desperation, it's an energy that actually repels, okay? And I'm not going to get super into this. I'm not really a law of attraction girly. I think there are some aspects of that where it's like manifestation that have merit and are certainly helpful. Like focus on what you want. Have a clear visual of what you want. Embody the next step of what you want to become. Things like that, super helpful. Positivity, generally helpful. There are some aspects of this practice that some people, not all people, teach that I think gets unhealthy or it's just not true. But anyway, that aside, I do think something that's often taught in this concept of manifestation that's really helpful and valid is that the energy you put out of desperation to get something usually repels that thing. How does that actually work? If you are so desperate, let's say in a studio situation, you're in the studio, you're so desperate for this specific teacher or director's attention, maybe that desperation will lead you to really push and dance 100% full out, and maybe you will get attention, but more often than not, it ends up looking really inauthentic in your body language and actually kind of insecure. Like, you can tell if a dancer is just like so desperate, so obsessed and eager to please, that it's kind of like, whoa. It's like forcing the attention to come your way rather than attracting it. And what ends up being magnetic for the right kind of attention is embodying this inward confidence that you're so confident you actually don't need to go, look at me, look at me, look at me. You're like, I just am, and this is how I'm dancing, and I'm enjoying it. And whatever you end up thinking about it, positive or not, what I want it to be or not, I'm going to keep dancing this way, and I'm going to keep enjoying it, and I'm going to keep working towards my goal, and I'm going to keep being my fabulous self. Now, easier said than done, again, yes, but I just wanted to share that illustration to share this point that sort of second mentality that I shared is one that ends up being so magnetic. Your eye ends up being attracted to that dancer who's just so like in their own world in a good way. They're just so grounded, so enjoying what they're doing, so confident that your eye ends up being pulled in towards them, versus if you're like, look at me, look at me, look at me, you can not only tell that the body language ends up looking so desperate that it kind of reads as insecurity. It's kind of suspicious. Like, why do you have to be like, please love me? That desperation ends up kind of reading like, do you have to, are you so insecure that you have to force that attention onto yourself? Hopefully that makes sense. And that's just a simplification of a pattern that I've seen, versus if a dancer is so grounded in this knowing of what they have to offer and they're really enjoying their own dancing, it creates this atmosphere around them that really, it draws you in, because they're embodying the feeling that they want to then share. And when that dancer is feeling confident, enjoying what they're doing, they're in that flow. When you watch a dancer like that, you end up feeling it too. And that's really attractive. That's what makes us feel really good as we watch other dancers. But when we're desperate, like, please like me, please give me this, please look at me, that's coming from an energy of like stress and lack. And so that dancer's not actually embodying these pleasant feelings, so they can't even share that feeling through their art from an authentic place. Hopefully that made sense. Maybe it wasn't the most perfect explanation, but I think a lot of you can get what I mean, that desperation actually repels and it looks insecure, okay? Versus healthy detachment, because you're so grounded in what you are doing and what you are focused on and how much you're enjoying yourself. That second energy, the confident, grounded, detached one, ends up actually attracting more of the attention that you want. Now, I don't say that so that you can then kind of try to manipulate your way into that energy and be like, I'm gonna act like I don't care, so then people will look at me like, okay, that's gonna read as inauthentic or maybe apathetic or like you have a bad attitude. So it really has to be coming from an authentic place of like, no, you actually are enjoying the dancing that you're putting out there, and you're just sharing that enjoyment from a very real place. Like, maybe even you could think of it as from a place of generosity. Like, hey, I'm really enjoying the way I'm interpreting this dance, this character, the music, whatever it is. And when you even have this intention, like, I'm just feeling that and I'm just sharing the overflow of what I'm feeling, that can be maybe a healthy outlet to connect with the people who are watching you without that desperation. So instead of having this desperation and putting the outcomes or attention you want on a pedestal, here's what you can do instead. Take this disappointment, perhaps, or frustration as an opportunity to focus on your own goals, which requires that you set your own goals. And what I mean by this is, instead of just working on whatever your teachers tell you to work on, or just doing whatever you think is expected of you, yes, do that because it's a part of being a good student or a good employee if you're employed by a company. But also have your own autonomous goal, like something that you want to grow in, a quality you really want to start putting into your dancing, a technical skill that you want to advance. When you have your own goals, it gives you something to focus on, get excited about, be motivated for, and it gives you an opportunity to feel like you're winning, even if you're not getting the win externally that you want. Again, that helps you embody that confidence so you're not so desperate, like this approval from someone else is the only way I can be happy. No, it feels really flippin' good for you to focus on your own goal, create your own goals, focus on your own goals, take action towards them, see the progress. That helps you to create your own sense of momentum and satisfaction and confidence independent of these things happening outside of you. Also, take this as an opportunity to focus on creating your own experience. I've done this for myself. There have been times where I was super disappointed and even insulted by my casting. Like, I thought, really? Yeah, it was a rough time, but it ended up being one of the best experiences genuinely of my training because I was put in the corps de ballet when I actually thought I was gonna get a lead role, and it ended up teaching me so much about how powerful my own mind and my own choices are, because I thought I could throw this whole semester away being mad that I didn't get this other role. And what I'm doing is I'm giving my power and my experience away because I'm saying I can't be happy now because this person didn't give me that. That's so disempowered. And instead, I thought, what kind of experience do I want to have this semester, regardless of what role I had? And I thought, I want to have fun, I want to grow as an artist, and I defined specifically how I wanted to grow. I defined how I really wanted to show up with integrity and leadership skills in the corps de ballet to help others, to mentor the younger dancers, and to just really be the dancer I wanted to be. I ended up being so focused on that. I had actually an incredible semester, and I ended up actually improving a lot, even though I initially thought this role was not challenging enough for me. Plus, it really encouraged my ego to be put in its place so that I was not, I didn't think I was like too good for stuff, so it ended up being an incredible opportunity for me. So I would say you can do the same. Treat this frustration or disappointment of not getting what you want as an opportunity to create not only the achievement of your own goals, but to create your own experience of the time that you're working with this teacher in this school, in this company, doing this, show, whatever it is. The next thing that will help you when you don't have the opportunity or the attention that you want is to remember that dance, and you might hate hearing this, but I'm going to say it anyway because we need to hear it. Dance is a subjective art form. Therefore, people are going to have their own opinions. They're going to have differing opinions. Their opinions are subjective, meaning personal, but guess what? They're allowed to have their own opinion. But though that might be frustrating to accept, okay, my director is allowed to think I'm not a fit for that role. My teacher is allowed to think that I'm not cut out for this career, or whatever it is, that I'm not a good dancer. Okay, and those opinions might be hurtful. They might feel unhelpful to you. But get this, by accepting that dance is subjective and they are allowed to have their own opinions, guess what? It also has this benefit of reminding you that includes you. You are allowed to have your own opinion of your own dancing and what is possible for you in the future. Okay, so use this as an opportunity to practice that allowance of, okay, you're allowed to think that, but I'm allowed to think this, and use this as an opportunity to actually work on cultivating a better opinion of your own dancing. Sometimes, and by the way, I do really advocate for radical honesty with yourself. I don't just say like, tell yourself you're amazing if you don't actually believe it. Sometimes what you need to do in order to cultivate a better opinion of yourself is to really look yourself in the mirror and be like, what are the changes I want to see in my abilities that would give me a lot more confidence in what I have to offer? and work hard and take strategic, intelligent effort, put that in so that you can see those changes. That can be so empowering and motivating to break through your own mental barriers of what you thought you could and couldn't do. What you might have things about your dancing that you thought, I'm just bad at that. Okay, maybe channel this frustration, channel that energy into being like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can change it. See if there are certain things you've just been accepting, like, oh, I'm just bad at that. Maybe that acceptance has turned into complacency, and it's turned into you not actually seeking out solutions or putting an effort towards changing that area of your technique. Sure, sometimes acceptance of like your anatomy can be a freeing and appropriate and healthy thing. Sometimes we accept our outcomes too soon before we've actually reached our potential. That's for you to decide, not for me behind a camera and a screen. I don't know you, so that's for you to decide for yourself. But I do want to put that out there that, you know, in cultivating an empowering opinion of yourself, sometimes all that takes is a change of perspective. Sometimes it really is just about that mental change. Sometimes it's changing the physical so your mental can change. Okay? Just needs to be said. The next thing that you can do is to really focus on embodying, being the artist that you want to be, and sharing the feeling or the energy that you want to share through your dancing. What I mean by this is, instead of just focusing on how you look and how you perform and what results you get, actually go more inward and think, okay, what kind of person do I want to be, and how I approach my work, and how I treat and talk to other people, and all that. Like, am I really being a person that I respect? But also then artistically, what kind of artist do I want to be? Like, cultivate a picture in your head of what that would look like for you to have the artistry and be the artist that you want to be. What feeling would you give off? Confidence, elegance, grace, power. We all might have slightly different preferences that would suit our personal artistry, our personality, our physique. Okay? Personally, I love big, expansive movement. I love like this sense of like regal power in my movement, and also sometimes like just innocent, pure joy. I like those portrayals, artistic interpretations of dance. I don't know really how to put it, but it depends on the music and the piece, of course. But those are some things that I feel are very true to me as an artist, and I like to be known for those qualities. So when you actually take the time to decide not only who do you want to be, how do you want to show up as that person, but also what kind of artist do you want to be, what would it look like for you to show up with that artistry, what kind of energy or feeling would you give off through your dancing. When you get so focused on embodying that and you get better and better at it, it makes you a more magnetic artist, and it makes you stand out for you being you instead of just blending in and being so desperate to be whatever else someone wants you to be. I really want to repeat that last part because it's so significant. Sometimes our artistry, like, we won't discover our authentic artistry if all we're doing is trying to be what someone else wants. At a certain point, you need to decide what kind of artist am I? And when you embody that so fully, other people will start looking at you and being like, yes, I like that. Bring that into my piece. I want to choreograph something on you. Instead of, if we're always like, I don't know, what do you want? How do you want me to be? Who do you want me to be? Like, you're just always going to try to copy yourself into someone else's vision instead of bringing one, giving actually someone else inspiration, because you're already bringing an artistry that's yours and it's unique. The last tip I have for you today is to define your ultimate purpose for what you are and aren't there to do. Maybe when I say you are or aren't there to do, your context is you are in a company or a school or whatever it is. Maybe you're at a summer program, a workshop. Decide, what are you there to do and what are you not there to do? This is so clarifying, because you'll recognize, wait, is this a personality contest? Am I here for everyone to like me? Now, okay, please hear me out. That is not a blank check to be a jerk. Be a good person. Be a nice person. Be nice to work with. It really matters. Okay? It is a small world, and you will end up seeing people again, and you would wish that you were kind. So be kind. Be good. Okay? But yeah, you ultimately aren't there to win over everybody and make everyone love you. Okay? Some people are going to love your dancing, some people won't. And again, back to a previous point, that's okay. Art's subjective. That's just how it is. All right? But when you decide, okay, wait, I'm not there just to win over the affections of this teacher or choreographer, you can acknowledge, hey, that would be nice. I would like that. That would be cool. That would be fun. But is it your ultimate purpose for why you're there? No, you're probably there to dance because you like it, or love it, hopefully, or to advance and grow as a dancer. Especially if you're in a school, remember, some teachers will really express a lot of belief in you. Some will be like, how did you get in here? It's like almost a universal experience. Everyone has had some teacher that is like, wow, keep going, you're great. And then someone else who like literally acts like you don't exist. Or worse, just berates you all the time. I've experienced that. And so just remember, like, winning over a teacher's affection is nice, but it's not why you're there. Your bigger picture of why you're there is to grow and advance as a dancer and to give yourself a chance at achieving your bigger dreams and goals. So when you define, what am I there to do? What am I not there to do? It helps you to cut through all the noise in the moment and be like, whoa, I would like this part, but it's not even a reasonable expectation to get every single role that I want. Okay? It just doesn't happen. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, according to our definitions of win and lose. And when we recognize, like, okay, that's a nice to have, it's not a need to have, according to my ultimate purpose, it helps you to get back to, why am I here? Okay, how do I live that purpose out? So dancers, I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know it included some fiery opinions and maybe some things that you're like, oh, that's hard, or I disagree, I don't like it. So let me know in the comments. Just be nice, please. And I hope it was really helpful for you. These are definitely things that I needed to hear a long time ago, and I've seen these messages really resonate with a lot of dancers that I've talked to personally. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.